Hello. Welcome to Twisdon 360 Politics Unplugged. No spin, no censorship, just truth. The truth, but the truth. Today we are going to talk about variety of issues. The headline topic is Elon Musk quit the Trump administration after just 4 months, and the Western public opinion shift over Gaza. The world is waking up. Is this a turning point after the pressure and the Tinubu's 2 years of hopelessness, the renewed hopelessness in broad daylight? And talking about the Sudan war and the cholera, two dangers, the cholera and the war, and the U.S. threatened to sanctions the warring parties after an accusation of use of chemical weapons. Let's go to the issue as we deep dive without filter, with no censor, just truth, but the truth. In the U.S. 2024 presidential election, the Republican candidate Donald Trump was supported by the billionaire Elon Musk. But finally, Elon Musk broke away from Trump after being the head of Department of Government Efficiency. Is it a power play or a power break? In a surprise move, tech billionaire Elon Musk has resigned from his role as a special government employee in the Trump administration just after over 1 month. A move that many saw as a just game, not a sincerely someone leaving the government, but who went back to see what is going to happen in the government. While on the other side, many people see the Musk exit as a infight between Donald Trump and Elon Musk as the Trump tariffs went high. Trump's tariff policy post maxed out. In a tweet on his X social media platform, popularly known as a Twitter, he posted, tried to fix government inefficiency but met resistance at every turn. It is become a blame game. I'm out. He thanked Donald Trump for giving him opportunity to serve under his government. The opportunity to reduce, he thanked him for giving him the opportunity to reduce what he called the wasteful spending, and promised that DOGE mission, his campaign against waste in government, would outlive his appointment. Is this just a symbolic gesture at the end of the billionaire power pact? So many believe that it is not just quitting because of the issue of taxation and tariffs, but quitting because the power pact is over. The power sharing deal was over. Was Musk a setup to Pell, or was this neighbor about a reform in the first place? Many believe that these answers remain unanswered, but we try to answer them. It seems that Donald Trump doesn't seem to agree that Elon Musk will continue in his government with the way he's approaching. There was infight in the administration. So specifically on the tariffs, U.S. blunting tariff policies, the billionaire was angry. The tech billionaire was angry at the other billionaire. You know, it is the government of billionaire by billionaire for the billionaire. It's not government of the people of U.S. We go to our second topic of the day. The Gaza. The world is waking up. Is this the turning point? Yes, it is. As we see in a recent week, shift in a global public opinion, where most of the Israeli allies are toning up against Israel. For months, the Israeli government has imposed a brutal blockade in Gaza, where no food, no water, no aid is getting in. Childs are hungry. And this brutal blockade on humanitarian aid to Gaza, turning a territory into a graveyard of starvation, disease, and death. Now, even traditionally pro-Israeli voices in the West, just recently in a Piers Morgan problem, Piers Morgan softened his voice and shift. If you watch his recent interviews, you would see that he's very harsh on Israeli guests, which meant that the Israeli government meant what it means. If you look at the Israeli cabinet members like Bezalel Smotrich and Gideon Sa'ar, they continue to spew genocidal rhetoric. The mask is up. The depravity is on full display. That these people intended to wipe out the entire population of Gaza to replace them. Is this the beginning of a new global consensus that what Israel is doing is criminal, a genocidal, a brutal depravity against people of Gaza? Or will the Western government continue to look the other way while Gaza burns? Pre-Palestine, we said. Let's go to the Nigeria, our country. 2 years of Bola Tinubu's renewed hopelessness. Yeah, in broad daylight, we call it renewed shaggy. This is the renewed shaggy era. And every Nigerian has passed the music. As May 29, Tinubu marks 2 years, a 24-month, since he assumed office. Nigeria's president, what do Nigerians have to show for it? A record-breaking crisis, a fuel from 187 naira to 1,900 naira per litre. The fuel subsidy removal sent shockwaves through the economy. The economy has never recovered since the removal of subsidy. 82 million Nigerians are facing starvation, while silos full of grains remain unused. Debt, Nigeria is now owes about 121 trillion naira, a figure climbing at its IMF speed. Insecurity, Tinubu swore to end banditry, but 2,500 plus people died in 2024 alone. This is a total failure. Priorities of the government, this government has no any priority. The only its priorities is Gilbert Chaguri, Tinubu's paymaster, allocating contract of 15 trillion naira, which only 30 kilometer Vanity Coastal Highway was successful, while schools, hospitals, and rural roads decay. This is the promise of renewed hope, has morphed into this widespread despair. Is this a governance or a grand theft in broad daylight? You can call it whatever. I believe it is a grand theft. This is a theft against Nigerians people, perpetrated by this ruling class. These people are criminal and they don't give a damn about anybody. And I have said it again and again. This 2 years is one of the worst 2 years Nigerians has ever lived. It is like 30 years. As we said in our program, no spin, no censorship, just truth, but only the truth. And this is the honest truth, that Tinubu administration is the worst thing happens to Nigerians. Insecurity is everywhere. Banditry, kidnapping, ransom, terrorism, as the Boko Haram rise in Maiduguri with attacks in Marte, and banditry is becoming more ripe in some part of Katsina, Zamfara, and Sokoto, Lakurawa, and all the militant group are just coming up in his own administration at the time he swore and promised that he's going to protect Nigerians' life. He has done nothing. This is the Tinubu's administration. This is what he calls renewed hope. But we Nigerians know the music. It is the renewed shaggy. Then we got to go back to another issue. The issue is Sudan from war to cholera, and now chemical weapons. The U.S. accused the Sudanese army of using chemical weapons. As the civil war between the Sudanese army and RSF drags on, civilian face a new hell, a deadly cholera outbreak sweeping the city of Khartoum and other places. A war-torn country, other parts that have been liberated, call them if you want by the military. The military call it liberated. The Khartoum that was liberated by the military from RSF now is facing a sweeping cholera with a full healthcare facility and war destroyed area. The new report accused that one of the warring parties of using chemical weapons, which is the Sudanese army, and the U.S. last week announced plan to impose sanctions after verifying the use of banned substances in the conflict. The Sudan's nightmare deepens, yet the world continues to ignore the cries of its people. What is the next for the country trapped between war and crime, disease, and total collapse? A people with a courage like Sudanese that revolted against the fiercest Islamist dictatorship regime, one of the most fiercest theocratic dictatorship regime in Africa. They toppled the regime, yet they fallen in the hand of two generals fighting over the power cake. This is saddening. It is very saddening. This is all we have got for you today. Keep following Tuesday 360 Politics Unplugged as we take a look at things in a revolutionary lens. And we give you the stories that matter. We don't sanitize. We don't spin. We just expose the truth. Thank you. This is all we have got for you today. We talk about Elon Musk resignation as a special employee of the Donald Trump administration. And we talk about the Palestinians' Gaza crisis and the Israeli increasing isolation, and also the Tinubu's 2 years of renewed shaggy in Nigeria. And we also talk about the Sudanese war. At the end, we call for peace in Sudan. This war must end. The only loser in this war is an ordinary Sudanese. And nobody can claim a victory while the entire society of the country are dead. Thank you very much. Keep following Tuesday 360. Subscribe, like, and share. Comment. Thank you. See you in another episode.